It flew without wings. And from the moment it appeared, the mystery began.
I'm a little nervous, I'll be honest. I feel like something extraordinary is going on.
Finding the Buga sphere is like finding a brand new smartphone buried in a pharaoh's tomb. It just doesn't belong. This seamless metal object, recovered in Colombia, looks like modern technology. But Steven Greer just dropped a bombshell update.
It's certainly real. It's using an energy field, a type of anti-gravity effect.
A university lab dated material from it to 12,560 years ago. That's the middle of the Ice Age. This single object could prove that an advanced civilization, maybe not human, was here before us. But the real secret isn't the date. It's the plan to decode the metal itself and the message hidden inside. The Ice Age controversy. Dr. Steven Greer just released an update that has sent shockwaves through the community. His team got their hands on material from the Buga sphere and sent it to a highly respected lab, the University of Georgia's Radiocarbon Laboratory. In September of 2025, the results came in. The timestamp? A mind-blowing 12,560 years before the present. Let's put that in perspective. This date isn't just old, it's ancient. It predates the Great Pyramids of Giza by more than 7,000 years. It's older than Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, which is currently considered the world's oldest known temple. It's older than any cataloged human civilization. This date lands squarely in the late Pleistocene era, or what most of us just call the Ice Age. This is a time when mammoths still roamed the earth and humans were supposedly simple hunter-gatherers. So, case closed? Is this an alien probe from the Ice Age? Well, not so fast. The thing nobody tells you is that you can't carbon date metal. It's impossible. Radiocarbon dating only works on organic material, things that were once living like wood, bone, or shells. Metal doesn't contain carbon-14, the isotope used for dating. So what did the University of Georgia actually test? Critics and supporters alike quickly pointed out the truth. The lab didn't test the metal itself. They tested foraminifera. These are tiny, microscopic marine shells. It appears this ancient sediment was found on or in the sphere. This, to put it mildly, creates a massive problem. The entire 12,000-year-old date hangs on this one question. Was this ancient sediment just contamination from the field where the sphere landed? Or was this material part of the sphere's construction, or perhaps something it collected during its journey? If it's contamination, the date means absolutely nothing. It's just old dirt on a new object. But if the sphere is that old, it means someone, or something, was manufacturing seamless, multi-layered metal spheres thousands of years before humans even invented pottery. This single object would bend the entire timeline of human history. It suggests a lost, high-tech civilization or an extraterrestrial presence on Earth deep in our prehistoric past. This is the core of the mystery. The carbon date is a bombshell, but it's not proof. It's an explosive clue that forces a much, much deeper investigation. The date itself is a mystery, not an answer, but the date is just the beginning. The object itself is even stranger. Inside the Buga sphere. To understand why this date matters, you first need to see what they actually found. This all started in March of 2025. Video footage surfaced from Buga, Colombia that captured a metallic sphere hovering and then zigzagging in the sky. This wasn't a simple balloon, it showed active, controlled movement. Soon after, local researchers retrieved the object itself from a rural field, and right away it was clear this was something special. The sphere's surface is almost completely seamless. There are no visible welds, no joints, no bolts or rivets. It looks like it was formed in one perfect piece. It has strange markings and etchings covering sections of its shell. Its weight is estimated to be somewhere between 16 and 22 pounds. But what many overlooked in the first wave of media hype was the inside of the object. This isn't just a solid cannonball. X-ray scans revealed an internal structure that stunned everyone. The Buga sphere is made of 3 distinct nested metal layers. Think of it like a Russian doll. There is an outer shell, then an air gap, then another shell, another air gap, and then a final solid core. And at the very center of that core, a cluster of microspheres. The exact count varies depending on the imaging method, but reports claim there are between 9 and 18 of these tiny perfect spheres. They appear perfectly round with no manufacturing marks, no fasteners, and no obvious way they were assembled inside the nested shells. This construction is the wow factor. It screams intentional design. It looks like a piece of advanced engineering. Of course, the media reaction exploded. Viral clips got millions of views, and with that came a lot of unverified claims. Some videos showed people chanting near the object. Others alleged the sphere responded to vibrations or even changed its weight. Reports mentioned dead vegetation at the landing site. Mexican researchers even presented findings about what looked like fiber optic wiring inside. But here's the thing. None of those sensational details have been confirmed by independent, rigorous science. They're just part of the noise. The real testable facts are these. A seamless, multi-layered metal sphere with internal microspheres was recovered after being seen maneuvering. And now, material found on it has been dated to the Ice Age. This is where the real investigation begins. So how can science prove what this thing really is without trusting anyone's word? Beyond the carbon date. Forget the carbon date. That's the headline grabber, but it's not the evidence. The real plan to solve this mystery is a forensic roadmap, and it starts with testing the metal itself. This is how you separate science from science fiction. First, you have to find out the recipe. What is this thing made of? The plan is to use a scanning electron microscope, SEM. This machine can zoom in on the material at a microscopic level. It's paired with something called energy dispersive spectroscopy, EDS, which is a fancy way of saying it's a scanner that lists every single ingredient in the alloy down to the tiniest trace amounts. Is it titanium? Is it ultra-pure aluminum? Is it a mix of metals we've never seen put together? This test gives you the exact recipe. That's the first step. The second step is the big one. This is how you really find out where it came from. It's called isotope ratio analysis. You see, this is the unfakeable fingerprint. Every element, like titanium, exists in different forms called isotopes. Think of them as different flavors of the same ingredient. Titanium found on Earth has a very specific ratio of these flavors. It's a constant measurable signature. But titanium from a meteorite? It has a different ratio. Its fingerprint is non-terrestrial. This test is the game changer. Labs can run this test on a tiny shaving from the sphere. If the isotope ratios come back matching the Earth's signature, then the object was almost certainly made here. But if that ratio deviates, if it shows a non-Earth signature, that is measurable, scientific proof that the metal itself is not from this planet. Third, you have to uncover the manufacturing story. How is this seamless, three-layered object even made? Scientists can do this by analyzing the metal's microstructure. When you cut open a piece of metal and polish it, the internal grain boundaries tell a story. Cast metal looks different from forged metal. Metal that cooled rapidly has a different crystal pattern than metal that cooled slowly. The fact that the sphere has 3 nested layers with no heat-affected zones, no welds, no brazing is a massive puzzle. How do you get 3 separate metal shells assembled with no joints? This test would tell us how it was built, and that might be just as shocking as who built it. But what if it's more than just metal? What if it's a machine? Testing for intelligence. Analyzing the metal is one thing, but what if the Buga sphere isn't just a relic? What if it's a device? What if it's still on? The next part of the forensic plan is to test it for signs of intelligence. Scientists can use ultra-low frequency ULF electromagnetic monitors. The thing nobody tells you is that almost all electronics hum even when they're in standby mode. Oscillators cycle, and even shielded devices emit faint near-field noise. You're not looking for a radio broadcast, you're looking for any rhythm, any repeating periodic signal that proves something inside is active. They can even create a near-field map. By moving a detector all over the sphere's shell, they can build a heat map of electromagnetic intensity. Random noise would be even, but if the signals are concentrated in one spot, that could be an access point or an output node. The second test is to check its temperature. The plan is to place the sphere in a controlled, isolated environment. Then you watch it with high-precision infrared cameras continuously for 72 hours. Active electronics generate warmth. Even a tiny bit of power consumption creates a thermal signature. Here's the key. Random thermal drift just follows a smooth curve. But a machine, a device with a clocked processor, it would create tiny regular cycles in temperature. If that pattern appears, it proves something inside is operating on a schedule. Nature doesn't tick. Machines do. Finally, you give it a gentle nudge. We are now at the boldest test. It's not bold because of its power, but because of its subtlety. The procedure involves applying varying weak magnetic fields around the sphere. We must be perfectly clear, this is not dangerous. We're talking about fields that are exponentially weaker than a standard medical MRI machine. This isn't an attack, it is the gentlest poke you can possibly give. It's less a push and more of a whisper, an attempt to see if the object is listening. Here is the baseline. Any inert dead metal, a chunk of iron, a piece of wreckage, will just show a simple known response. It will react according to the predictable laws of physics, a signature we can map and identify immediately. That is the boring expected outcome. But what if it's an active system? What if this is a device built with purpose, designed to respond to its environment? That's the variable that changes everything. An active piece of technology wouldn't just reflect the field. It might show complex field coupling, suggesting an internal mechanism is engaging with our signal. It might show a time-delayed echo, as if it's processing the input before replying. We would be searching for any structured, non-random response that signifies more than just geology or metallurgy. If it answers, even softly, we're not just looking at a rock. We are, for the first time, interacting with a system. It stops being an artifact and becomes a piece of functioning technology, and that leads to the final possibility. The most shocking part might not be the exotic metal or the detection of a strange power signature. The most profound discovery would be a pattern, a signal, a message. The three paths forward. This is where the mystery truly goes off the rails. What about those 9 to 18 perfect microspheres clustered at the sphere's core? It's the detail everyone overlooked. These tiny inclusions might not be structural support, they might be data. Forget stone tablets. Think of this as a cosmic hard drive, a message in a bottle from across time or space. So how do you read it? The first step is a digital autopsy. Scientists can use a high-resolution industrial CT scanner far more powerful than the ones at a hospital to build an exact three-dimensional model of the sphere's interior. This isn't just a picture, it's a perfect digital blueprint giving them the precise X, Y, and Z coordinates for every single microsphere. Next, you treat those coordinates as nodes in a vast, silent network. You feed this complex 3D map into a powerful pattern-finding AI. This is the wow factor moment. The AI will sift through the noise, searching for non-random patterns. Are the spheres positioned according to a golden ratio? Is it a three-dimensional QR code waiting for the right scanner? Is it a star map pointing to a long-lost home? The AI can test for millions of known encoding schemes in seconds. But the real smoking gun isn't just a pattern, it's redundancy. You see, nature loves chaos and variation. No two snowflakes are truly identical. But intelligent design, machines, they love redundancy. They use error-correcting codes and checksums to protect data from corruption. If the AI finds that sphere positions are mathematically mirrored, or if the spacing follows precise prime number sequences, that is not an accident. That is intentional engineered design. It's the ultimate proof that someone or something built this to last and built it to be read. So now let's be down to earth. What does this all really mean? No matter what, we are left with three paradigm-shifting paths. Path A. It's an engineered artifact. The tests confirm it. The isotope ratios are non-terrestrial. The AI finds a data pattern. Humanity is officially, irreversibly not alone, and we have a new Rosetta Stone to decode. Path B, it's advanced terrestrial tech. The isotopes are from Earth, but the manufacturing is impossible for our 21st century science. This proves a lost advanced human civilization, just like the legends of Atlantis. Our history books are fundamentally wrong. Path C, it's a natural rare object. It's a once-in-a-billion-years bizarre natural formation. Even in this, we win. We learn something new about physics, and we build a playbook for the next time something impossible falls from the sky. Any one of these paths moves humanity forward. The carbon date was just the invitation to the party. The real science, the isotope tests, the signal analysis, the AI decoding is the only path to the truth. We just have to be brave enough to walk it. This is the plan to get the truth. But is humanity ready for the answer? Let us know what you think below. Hit like and subscribe for every update.